Hello everyone, it's Joel Davis with United Medical Transportation Providers Group. You are the broker.com and Home Care Access. And I know it's been a long time since I shot a video in my home office, but hey, been on the road, been busy, place is a mess. I gotta dust off all the cobwebs, but it's worth it. This video is inspired by multiple people that we're working with. And as you watch this, those of you will know I'm speaking directly to you. In particular, one client provider we just started working with who wants to transition away from all the brokers is serving 5 brokers, I think 5 brokers, maybe 5 or 6 brokers, and literally has 4 or 5 different apps on their phones that they expect drivers to be able to use to build, grow, and scale. Well, you're not going to build, grow, and scale. It's just you can't do it. You can't operate like that. I'm sorry, you can't. You just got to watch this video because I literally dug into the archives of some awesome emails over the last couple of months here for some other client providers who I've been working with. I am about to clearly demonstrate and underscore who and what brokers are, how they all operate pretty much the same. I'll just dive in. I'll just dive in, and the further we go, the more delicious this gets because it's delish. So again, there's many of you watching this. This is going to be like I'm speaking directly to you. Okay, so I typically do not show names or the broker they're with, but I'm at such a point in time in my life where, man, I don't give a flip. I don't give a flip anymore. And because so many brokers are popping up on every other street corner, and I've said it 1,000,001 times in my previous videos, what are they? They're tech platforms. They're tech platforms. They want to leverage you like a subservient little sharecropper. Shut your mouth. Do as you're told. We're going to dictate all the terms. Use our app. Use our system. Lock in. We can see everything you do. We can spy on you. We can take away, give, take, whatever. And then our goal is to one day sell our tech because they openly admit they're a tech platform. We're going to sell at an exponential multiple. All right, so again, the more I go through this, the more delicious it gets. Okay, so now one caveat. A lot of times when I'm working with people long-term, and I work with them one-on-one as a client, I work with them long-term, a lot of times, a lot of our client providers will set me up with a separate email account, and I'll use that, and I will serve as a CFO of the company, and I'll do a lot of interaction on behalf of our client provider. And I'll correspond with many different people, especially when we're doing contract negotiations or working through an acquisition or something along those lines. So this is an email that came. They called my client provider, talked to him on the phone, had a brief conversation. Then this girl, Bianca, from MedTrans Go. Some of you may know them. Some of you may be using their app, using their nonsensical methodology and system. Whatevs. Anyways, so Bianca corresponds with our client provider. Our client provider, been working with him for years. Love him, great dude. Worked with him for a previous acquisition. Gonna work with him down the road when we're ready to sell. Doing a great job. And so anyway, so he shares with me Bianca's email. I won't read everything because we have some stuff to go through here, but I just coming out of the gate. Her email to us is, "Good afternoon. Thank you for your interest in MedTrans Go." You solicited us, but okay, we're interested. Thank you for your interest in MedTrans Go. Following up on your call with Lauren, I would like to give you a bit more insight about MedTrans Go. who we are. We are a tech-enabled brokerage. What have I been saying for years? So when you hear all the fluffy, good old talk that we're here to serve the community, mind you, this chick is based in Georgia. This chick is based in Georgia. You don't get any more East Coast than that. She's dealing with a client provider clear across on the opposite side of the country. She's in Georgia dealing with someone clear across the opposite side of the country. So when you hear these brokers talk about, we care about our senior community, we care about, the elderly population. Come on, stop. Keep that in the back of your mind. It's all fluffy nonsense. We are a tech-enabled brokerage that facilitates non-emergency medical transportation, as well as interpretation services between partners, blah, 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 blah. Goes all on to it. Need. We are currently expanding. We have partnerships with medical centers. Registration, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you get the idea. So this was the initial email after my client provider had a quick call with them. So that was the initial one. So he passed that off to me. I log into my account that they created for me because I'm serving as the CFO for their company. And so I email Bianca. I said, hello, Bianca. I am the CFO for blank. And I am sure you can imagine how frequently we are solicited to join and serve various brokers. So in an effort not to waste anyone's time, I think it best to first start by identifying 1, your rates of reimbursement, 2, your estimated trip volume, 3, the required modes of transport, and 4, net payment terms. Pay attention to what I just asked for. Let's see, number 1, rates of reimbursement, 2, your estimated trip volume, 3, the required modes of transportation, and 4, your payment terms. In these 4 critical variables, if these 4 critical variables are not in alignment with our mission and financial objectives, then such a relationship would obviously not be viable. Thank you in advance for your consideration. So I'm already shooting the shot across the bow. You contact us, clearly identify yourself as a TAC platform. You want us to go through this whole application enrollment process, and we live in hope and despair that maybe we'll get approved so that we can download your app and we can add it to the laundry list of apps of all the different brokers we're using, which my client provider is not, but other people are. So hey, before we even waste your time or my time, let's just come out of the gate with the most important questions. Let's see, number 1, your rates of reimbursement, 2, your estimated trip volume, 3, the modes of transportation, and 4, your payment terms. Can't get any more basic than that. Watch what happens. So we go to her response to me. Good afternoon. That is completely understandable. Please see the answers to your questions below. Watch this. Watch this. Rates of reimbursement. Rates of reimbursement, number 1. Currently, our customers pay us cash directly, and we do not go through insurance, though we are in the process of getting credentialed within various payers. Estimated payment for a given trip will be available on all requests we would send your way, and you are free to accept or reject depending on your availability and or whether the price meets your needs. There is no penalty for declining a trip and no cost to join our network. I don't think you did a very good job of answering my questions. Now you started off with, this is completely understandable. Please see the answers below, but then you didn't answer what I needed. What are your rates of reimbursement? You gave me gobbledygook nonsense. And people are paying you cash? How's that happening? We're halfway, we're legitimately on the opposite side of the country. You're in Georgia. How are they paying you cash? What are they doing? Trip volume. We are just now launching in the blank market, and our initial customers will be a large network of medical centers throughout your region. We are already beginning to explore additional opportunities with other customers in your area, so volume may start at around 15 to 20 rides weekly. Blah, 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 blah. Required modes of transport, ambulatory, wheelchair, stretcher, ALS, BLS. Payment terms, we pay you for your trips twice monthly. All right, that's kind of the standard. Okay, well, we could deal with the net 15. Okay, what else? But again, I need clarity. I need clarity. I'm not going to go through all this application, all this nonsense, and you can't even tell me what my rates of reimbursement are going to be. As in, anything you tell me, you know I'm going to negotiate higher. And if you don't negotiate, I'm not wasting my time with you. But that's a different topic, different day. Okay, so my rebuttal to her is very simple. Hello, Bianca. Thank you for providing that information. Can you please provide your rates of reimbursement? More specifically, what are your base pickup fees for ambulatory, wheelchair, and stretcher transports, your loaded and unloaded fees, assist fees, and wait time, cancellation fees, etc.? Her response? Crickets. 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 Because they're not going to pay all that stuff. They're not going to pay all that stuff. Where am I going with that? Okay? Continue to watch. Now, the following is from another client provider that we're working with. East Coast. I love this stuff. Okay. I'm going to show you some snippets of this contract, okay? This is for WAVS, W-A-V-S. I don't even remember what it stands for. Okay, now here's what I'm sharing with you. Watch this. This is awesome. I told you, as we go further along in this video, it gets more and more delicious. Watch this. So they sent us the contract. We start negotiating back and forth. This thing literally went like 6 iterations, like back and forth, okay? So for payment terms, this broker, who they popped onto the scene, they are based in Texas. They're popping us off on the East Coast, so they solicited us, and they want net 30 terms. Net 30 terms. We said absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not going to agree to net 30 terms. Not going to happen. Most brokers will go net 15. Sometimes they'll get a little tricky with you, but you got to force the issue. But anyways, in their agreement under payment terms, they initially started with net 30. I said, heck no, not going to do it. And we're going to go net 15. Now look at this guy, Ashton Vincent. Comments to the right. Unfortunately, we can only do net 30. It is non-negotiable. Dude, you're in Texas, I'm East Coast, you're soliciting me, and you're going to throw me non-negotiables. Politely, F you. F you. I didn't cuss. I just simply put out a letter. So anyways, you'll see that in this image here, I specifically put it, until broker demonstrates being a reliable and timely payer, we will not exceed net 15 terms. Gets a little more delish. Okay, this is still the same agreement, different portion. And then again, I could waste your time. I forgot how many pages this is. I could give you a bunch of them. I'm trying to instill in you their mentality, their logic. These brokers who are popping up on every street corner, they all want to maximize and be a part of the tech frenzy world, the tech frenzy industry, and come up with these fancy tech platforms that you download. They're never going to do the nitty-gritty work like you're going to do the nitty-gritty work. They're not going to deal with any of the HR nonsense, the vehicle, the maintenance, the insurance, none of that stuff. And all they're going to try to do is make money off your backs for the work that you do. And again, I really want you to grasp their mentality. So as we continue here. So the service level requirements, again, keep in mind, they're based in Texas. We're on the East Coast. They popped up out of nowhere soliciting us. Service level requirements, and they want us to agree to all this nonsense. All these on-time performance standards, measured monthly. 95% of advance rides on time defined as blah, blah, blah. 95% of same-day rides, because they want us to agree to, even though most of our trips are scheduled in advance, they not only expect us to accept their on-demand requests, we have to have 95% of same-day rides on time. For which I say specifically, cannot guarantee 95% for same-day rides. Because it says here we're going to, let's see, A-lag will arrive less than 60 minutes. Pickup time will be within 30, blah, blah, blah. All these different standards. I mean, this is, just look at this. You don't even need to read through this. This is laughable, absolutely laughable, that a broker who's never going to deal with drivers like you do, hiring, firing, the HR related aspects of drivers and vehicle maintenance, and insurance, and all that kind of good stuff. They're never going to deal with it, and they're going to place look at these, and just look at the numbers. 95% this, 90% that, 95%, 90%, 99%, 99%, 90%. They expect you to confirm 99% acceptance rates and all this nonsense. Get out of here, bro. But again, here's the best part. Look to the right. Look to his comments. From Ashton Vincent, same dude. As a company, we are changing this metric to 90%. This may seem a little high, but we will work closely with you. Oh, thank you so much, Massa. Thank you so much, Massa, for working so hard with me. We will work closely with you and your team to make sure you can reach this metric. Oh, thank you so much. I couldn't do it myself. How did I get to this point in time in my life without you and your close help and direct intervention and supervision? How did I get this far in life? Let's look at the second one, where I crossed out things and said, no, not doing that, not doing that. He said, again, we cannot remove this metric as it is standard across the board. Man, dude, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man, dude. I'm in business, you're in business, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm assuming you're a grown-ass man, depending on what you self-identify as. We're either negotiating, trying to develop win-wins, or we're not. And if we're not, you ain't talking like that, so that's not a win-win, so I'm out. Again, we cannot remove this metric as it is a standard across the board. Well, guess what? I got standards across the board in my business too. It's a standard across the board. But your account partner, your account partner who you're going to assign to us, they're going to work closely with us. But your account partner, do you see how they use the word partner? We ain't partners, dude. If you're dictating things to me, you're not my partner. You're a dictator. And I'm the sharecroppee because I'm sharecropping for you. Let's see, your account partner will work closely with you and your team to ensure you are meeting this metric. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for demanding and dictating these high metrics and then assigning someone who's going to, whip me in the back and make sure that I get to those metrics so we can all feel good about ourselves. Dude, get out of here, man. Get out of here. This is where it's absolutely awesome, man. This is where it's absolutely awesome. Okay, so again, I could give you so many different examples, and if you go back and watch any of my videos, with similar topics, you've seen this. Okay, you've seen clearly all these brokers who are popping up on every street corner are nothing more than tech platforms. They don't care about NEMT. They don't care about seniors and those with mobility challenges. They don't care about any of that stuff. All you are is just plug and fill. You're a metric for them, okay? You're a data point for them. You're a revenue sharecropper for them. Their future goal: sell at a multiple, right? Huge multiple because it's tech. They exponential multiples as a tech platform. So here it is. So then now that one I just showed you from Ashton, non-negotiable. These are our standards across the board. Non-negotiable. Nope, we can't do net. We can't do net 15. Got to go net 30. You're a new broker. You're based in Texas. We're on the East Coast. You can't do net 30. We're supposed to just provide service for you for the next 30 days, for which we absolutely did not agree to this. This back and forth went, like I say, half a dozen iterations or something along those lines, and then out of the blue, what do we get here? Look at this email. Good morning. Due to unforeseen circumstances that has occurred during the contracting phase with our clients, we have made the difficult decision to temporarily pause our operation effective June 21, 2024. This decision was reached after careful consideration of current circumstances and is aimed at ensuring our ability to navigate through these challenges effectively. We do appreciate your willingness to partner with us, and we hope to rebuild this relationship in the future. Dude, Imagine if we had accepted this at face value, like so many of you watching this, so many of you newbies watching this, you do exactly that. I need the revenue. I need the revenue. I gotta sign up with a broker. I gotta sign up with a broker. Because you don't understand the basic concept of just because cash flow is coming in doesn't mean you're making money. So many of you are working for free because at the end of the day, when all the expenses are paid, you got nothing. More on that topic in a moment. You got nothing. Imagine if we had accepted this. All the nonsense, all the stupid banter, all the stupid metrics, 95 this, 90 that, 99% this. If we had accepted all that and we started providing service for them and we were willing to do net 30 terms, then all of a sudden out of nowhere they close and cease operation. How much money would we have just shelled out? Labor cost, fuel cost, insurance, wear and tear, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And are we guaranteed to get paid? They just out of nowhere ceased operation. Went belly up. We're asked out of all that money. Out of all that money. And again, I will go back to weeks before receiving that letter. I already closed out of it. But anyways, weeks before where I said, until you have been proven a reliable and credible partner, we're doing net 15. If the average person, they like us. They really, really like us. They're going to assign someone to us. They're going to assign someone to us. Okay, it's going to help us. You would have accepted that, provided how much service, how many transports, how many trips, all the headaches, aggravation, everything associated with it for what? How many days and weeks? And then you get paid? Because think about it. Net 30, if you did agree to net 30, is it really 30? Because think about it. You provide 30 days worth of service, then you invoice them, bill them, or whatever. Then the clock starts. So you're looking at, you could have incurred 60 days. You could have incurred 60 days worth of trips and transports and all the rigmarole. And then you get this letter of cease operations. Folks, dude, it's not that I'm against brokers. I have no problem with brokers per se, as long as A, it's got to be profitable. B, we have to negotiate strong, profitable rates, and we have to have terms that are amicable for us and our operation. So many of you, especially you newbies, especially for you who just sit there and you watch just the litany of other people out there talking about how to find new brokers, and the battle of the dingbats, who make everything look all light and fluffy. Battle of the dingbats, who've never grown and scaled their business, never negotiated a real contract, have no conceptual understanding of how to make real money, and you follow the clickbait to how to find new brokers. Are you insane? Is that's to me that's insanity. Everything I just laid out is only with 2 brokers. People will contact us and ask us questions. Hey, are you familiar with the ABC broker, the XYZ broker? Back in the day, we used to have them mapped out. Years ago, we had them mapped out because there was a smaller amount we could do it. Now they're on every single street corner. We've long since abandoned the effort of trying to keep up with them all. The major ones, of course, we still know all that nonsense. But now, why is all this important? Okay. The sole purpose of why I'm even making this video is to demonstrate to a handful of client providers who've recently signed up with us, and who I'm literally explaining and underscoring why you need to abandon this foolishness strategy of I'm going to have multiple apps and I got to send you work to my drivers on this app. Okay, then I got to contact you and tell you, okay, check this app over here for this trip now. You legitimately cannot grow and scale your business in that manner. No legitimate buyer wants to come in and inherit that type of nonsense, rigmarole, logistical cluster F. No one wants that. Furthermore, a legitimate buyer who's coming to buy your business does not want to come in and buy a job. I'm just telling you, especially a lot of times when I'm dealing with buyers and sellers from different states, I can assure you, they want to buy an asset. They want to buy an asset. They see the elderly population growing, big opportunity for NEMT, exponentially large opportunity for home care, but the last thing they want to do is walk in and buy a job, buy a quagmire that they're stuck. Therefore, it behooves you to build such a business that it is easily transferable to the buyer, strong metrics, your metrics, not their metrics, which means we want high margins. I'll give you a quick little caveat. We have some people out there who legitimately, and I've shared some of this in previous videos, dude, there are people out there who legitimately, they're making $40,000, $50,000 in profit in their business, and they really think that they're going to get $4 and $5 million for their business. Are you insane? First of all, you've got to build the right business. You've got to build the right business model. Not only so that you make more money, which means you have stronger positive cash flow, higher margins. Again, what kind of margins do I want? I want 25%. As close to 25% as I can possibly get. Anything above that, gravy train. Gravy train. Depending on the type of business, we can go a little light on that, a little bit less. Once I get to 20 or below, now we're in danger zone. We have to reevaluate anything and everything is on the table. But we want to be as close. If we're at 25%, we are healthy. So I don't care if you are a newbie, just starting out, you're bringing in 100,000, 300,000. I don't care if you're bringing in 3 million. If we can get to 25% margin, we are healthy, we're insulated. Anything above that, gravy train. So, again, keep those things in mind because it's about empowering us. It's about empowering us as business owners. I've been saying this for many, many years, especially since we've had this insane clown in office. And we've had the inflation we have. The economy being as volatile as it is, okay? You personally have to be focused on building and cultivating strong, positive, which when I say positive, I'm denoting profitable, strong, positive, profitable, cash flowing businesses. Why is this critical? Because we are living in deliciously volatile times. Case in point. I'm just going to put this up here. And I love to pick on the communist state of California because I can, because I'm in the communist state of New York and they're damn near one and the same. State Farm again is seeking huge increases in home insurance rates in California. CNN. State Farm is seeking increases of as much as 52% for some of its residential insurance rates in California. Are you flipping kidding me? Down here where I highlighted it. The insurer, California's largest, is requesting a 30% rate increase for its homeowners. 30% rate increase. A 52% rate increase for renters. And a 36% rate increase for condominium owners. State Farm was previously approved for a 20% hike for homeowners and condominium owner policies last December. Dude, you increased the rates in our communist state 20% in December. Fast forward, 8 months? And we're going for another 52 up to 52% rate increase? This is insanity. Insanity. First of all, we work with so many people in California. You know I love you. And your state is beautiful. Like New York, it's visually a beautiful state. Go and enjoy it. It's so beautiful, but you are such a jacked up state because like New York, your politics absolutely suck. And what have I said for the last 1,000,001 years? Politics directly affects policy, which directly affects your money. Clearly, this is one of many reasons. The reason I share this too is because just look at the housing market. The housing market is about to just crash. The bond market. I mean, I could go on and on. Pick the metric. The devaluation of the dollar, the bond market, the housing market. Watch the housing market, because as the housing market goes, people really don't understand how the importance of the housing market. As the housing market goes, so goes the economy. Folks, we are in precarious times. You absolutely, this is the bottom line moral of the story right here. We are in completely insane, volatile times right now. Case in point, look at everything that's happening politically with the clown show, between inflation. I mean, talk about you have a devaluation of the dollar. Inflation is its own taxation. I'm sorry, you're paying more. It's its own form of taxation. And the best part about it is politicians don't even need to pass anything. It just costs you more money. And now even something like this, it's like, how much more do you got to pay? The point is, you have to make more money. You got to make more money. What do you want me to tell you? So many people will contact us and, Joel, how can I do this and how can I do that? Listen, your problem right now is you have to make more money. Now, sure, we can absolutely dissect and fix and audit your actual model, tweak it, move it, adjust it, redirect it, change the trajectory to make things more profitable, no question. There's nothing better, nothing fixes a loss than a win. Nothing solves a deficit more like making more money. We have to make more money. You cannot think that you're making money by signing up with more brokers who are going to subjugate you, burdening you with more administrative problems. Use this app in addition to all the other 20 million that you're already using, and you're expecting your drivers to do the same. All the while, labor costs are going. You see what labor costs are going up in California? Just picking on this communist state. You see what labor costs are in California, communist people, Republic of New York? And I mean, you can't even, it's just, the whole thing is just laughable. You have to put yourself in a better situation where you have higher ROI, profitable, cash flowing businesses, which means we're not going to subjugate ourselves to stupid agreements. And we most certainly are not ever, especially with the broker, we are never going to accept anything beyond net 15 terms, not even in the realm of reality. I already don't even like net 30 terms for a lot of the contracts we do with different nursing, assisted living facilities, things like that, or hospitals. I don't even like net 30 for that. I try to get 15 as much as we can. Sometimes we'll do it. We absolutely will never exceed net 30. If there comes a point where we need to concede certain things, we can, and we will come in, we will press hard for the net 15 to demonstrate goodwill. If we have to concede to the net 30, we will, but we're never, under any circumstances, are we ever going to go beyond net 30. But again, those are for contracts directly with top tier targets. When I say top tier targets, I'm talking about the hospitals, the skilled care, the rehab facilities, then the assisted, and the independent living communities. Those that are local, they're community based, we can go after them. If they don't pay, we can go after them legally. That I technically don't have a problem going for net 30. I want net 15. Sometimes we will concede to net 30 to make it look like we're demonstrating goodwill. But with a broker, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And again, notice that Bianca girl, she went crickets on us, especially when I said, I want to know what your rates are for your base pickup fees, your loaded miles, your unloaded miles, your wait times, your sys fees, crickets. Because they're not going to pay you for any of that. They expect you to be a sharecropper. So folks, listen. You got to build your business. You got to build it the right way so that you can increase your profitability, increase your overall revenue and your cash flow. Take advantage of what's in front of you. I mean, you have the elderly population exploding. NEMT industry, no question, that's growing. Home care exploding. For those of you, we appreciate all your emails. Those of you who are serious about building your non-medical home care agency, folks, hit us up. I mean, man, we got some great people. We further expanded our coaches and mentors. We got some phenomenal people that, man, we are excited about. We're already knee deep into moving forward with some people, so absolutely loving that. But again, Moral of the story is build the right business model. Build the absolute right business model. And understand, just like you saw in these emails, across the board, these are company policies. We have to talk to corporate. We have to, our legal. Well, guess what? You got your own corporate. You got your own legal standards, and you play by your rules that benefit you, that benefit you first, not them. And anytime these people put you in a position where, oh, we don't negotiate, then that's never going to be a win-win. So stop trying to call me a partner, because I'm not a partner. At that point in time, if all you do is dictate terms to me, then you are subjugating me as a sharecropper. There's no friendship, there's no partnership, and there's certainly no win-win, which means I'm out. So make good decisions, folks. Stay tuned. A lot more coming. I know it's been 1,000,001 years, but man, we have been busy. We have been swamped. Been doing a lot of traveling, both business and pleasure. A lot of things going on. So anyways, folks, always a pleasure. Stay tuned. When you do, I'll see you at the top.